Welcome to Emma's English. Hey English learners, welcome back to Emma's English Talk, your cozy little place to learn real everyday English through natural conversations. I'm Emma.
And I'm Tom.
I am so happy to be here with you today, Tom, and with all of our wonderful listeners around the world.
Me too, Emma. I always look forward to our conversations. They are so much fun.
Today we are talking about a very common daily life topic. It is something that happens to everyone in the kitchen.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Does it have to do with breakfast?
Yes, it does. Specifically, it has to do with food boxes and how we open them.
That is a classic struggle. I actually had a big problem with this just this morning.
Really? What happened?
Well, I woke up really hungry. I wanted to eat a big bowl of my favorite cereal.
That sounds like a nice normal morning.
Yes, but the cereal box was brand new. I had to open it for the first time.
Oh no, a brand new cereal box can be a real enemy in the morning.
It really is. I tried to open the top cardboard flap carefully.
Let me guess. You wanted to slide your finger under the flap to open it smoothly.
Exactly. That is what normal people do. But the glue on the box was like concrete.
That is the worst. They use so much glue on those boxes.
I know. I pulled a little bit, but nothing happened. Then I pulled harder.
And then what? Did it open nicely?
Not at all. I managed to tear the top of the box completely.
Oh, you had to tear it. Can you explain what tear means for our listeners?
Sure. To tear means to pull something, like paper, cardboard, or cloth apart into pieces. It usually happens when you pull too hard.
Yes. So instead of a nice, clean opening, you broke the cardboard into pieces.
Yes, I did. I felt so silly. I did not want to do that.
It is okay, Tom. It happens to the best of us.
I actually did that this morning by accident.
By accident? That is a useful phrase. It means you did not plan to do it, right? It was a mistake.
Yes, exactly. By accident means it was a mistake. I did not want to break the box, but it just happened because the glue was too strong.
I totally understand. This happens to me all the time with different types of food boxes.
It is comforting to know I am not the only one.
You are definitely not alone. I think millions of people struggle with this every single day.
Why do you think companies make the packaging so difficult to open?
I have no idea. Maybe they want to make sure the food stays super fresh during shipping.
That makes sense, but it makes our lives in the kitchen very difficult.
It really does. Today, we are going to dive deep into this funny, everyday struggle.
I can't wait to share more of my packaging failures with you and our listeners.
And I have a few stories of my own to share too. Let's get into it.
So Emma, you said you have some stories about this too. What is your biggest packaging enemy?
For me, it is definitely pasta boxes. You know the ones with the little cardboard tab on the side?
Oh yes, the ones that say press here to open?
Exactly. It has a little dotted line in the shape of a thumb. You are supposed to press your thumb there to break the cardboard and make a small opening.
I hate those. They never work the way they are supposed to.
Never. When I press my thumb on that spot, nothing happens. The cardboard is just too strong.
What do you do then? Do you press harder?
Yes, I press much harder. But then my thumb slips and the box crushes.
That is so annoying. Or the whole top of the box just rips open instead of that little window.
Yes, that is exactly what happens. And sometimes I pull so hard that I completely tear off the top part of the box.
Tear off? That sounds like a phrasal verb. What does tear off mean?
To tear off means to completely separate and remove a piece of something by pulling it. So the top flap of the box came completely off in my hand.
Ah, I see. So it was not connected to the box anymore.
Yes, it was completely separated. And once you tear off that part, you can never close the box again.
That is the real tragedy. If you cannot close the box, the food inside can get bad or stale.
Yes, it gets dry and loses its flavor. With pasta, it is not too bad, but with cereal or cookies, it is terrible.
I agree. Stale cereal is really sad to eat. It loses all its crunch.
Have you ever tried to open a box of tea? The ones with the plastic wrap around them.
Oh, do not get me started on tea boxes. The plastic wrap is so tight.
Yes, and they usually have a tiny little red string that you are supposed to pull to open the plastic.
But that little red string always breaks before the plastic opens.
Every single time. Then you have to find a knife or use your teeth to rip the plastic.
Using teeth is a classic move. It is not very elegant, but it works.
It is a bit dangerous, too. I always worry I will hurt my teeth.
Or you might drop the box and spill all the tea bags on the floor.
That would be a disaster. Speaking of which, have you ever opened a box of baking flour?
Flour boxes are the absolute worst. They are made of paper, not thick cardboard.
Yes, thin paper, and they seal the top with so much glue.
If you try to pull it open, the paper tears easily.
And then, puff, a huge cloud of white flour flies into the air.
It gets on your face, on your clothes, and all over the kitchen counter.
It is like a snowstorm in the kitchen. It takes forever to clean up.
I hate cleaning up flour. It gets sticky when you wipe it with a wet cloth.
Yes, it turns into glue. It is a total nightmare.
I wonder if there is a secret technique to opening these boxes that we just don't know.
Maybe we need a special class for this. Packaging Opening 101.
I would definitely sign up for that class.
Me too. My mom was actually really good at opening boxes cleanly. I don't know how she did it.
Really? My parents were the opposite. Our pantry was full of ripped boxes.
What did they do to keep the food fresh?
They used a lot of rubber bands and clothes pegs to hold the ripped tops together.
Ah, the clothes peg method. That is very traditional. We did that too.
It looks a bit messy in the cabinet, but it works.
It does, but sometimes the rubber band is too tight and it crushes the box even more.
Yes, and then when you try to take the rubber band off, the box explodes.
That is so true. It feels like a high-stakes game. One wrong move and everything is ruined.
That's so true. Do you think companies do this on purpose so we buy more food?
I hope not. That would be very mean. I think it is just cheap design.
You are probably right. It's cheaper to use a lot of glue than to design a clever box that opens easily.
Yes, some expensive brands have nice boxes with little plastic spouts or resealable zippers.
Ooh, I love those. They feel so luxurious.
They do, but I don't want to pay double the price just for a nice box.
Exactly. We want good food at a good price, but we also want to open it without a fight.
Is that too much to ask? I don't think so.
It seems like a very basic human right in the modern world.
We should start a petition. Better boxes for everyone.
I would sign that immediately.
I think many people would. It's a universal problem.
It really is. No matter where you live, cardboard boxes are the same.
They are. I have bought pasta in different countries, and the struggle is always the same.
That's actually quite beautiful in a way. It connects us all.
That is a very positive way to look at a ripped box of pasta, Tom.
I try to find the positive in everything, Tom. Even in kitchen disasters.
That is a great quality to have. We need more of that.
Thank you. But seriously, it can make you feel very frustrated first thing in the morning.
Yes, especially when you're tired and just want your coffee or breakfast.
Exactly. Your brain is not fully awake yet, and you have to do physical battle with a box of oats.
A physical battle is the perfect way to describe it.
You're pulling and pushing, and the box is resisting.
And the box usually wins.
Yes, the box wins, and we end up with a torn piece of cardboard in our hand.
It is a sad way to start the day. But we survive. We get our food. Eventually.
Yes, we do, even if we have to use scissors.
Scissors are the ultimate weapon. They're the cheat code.
They really are, but I'm always too lazy to go find the scissors in the drawer.
Me too. I always think, I can open this with my hands easily.
And that's where the mistake begins. Overconfidence.
Yes, pride comes before a ripped box.
That's a great saying.
We should write that down.
We should. It's very true for my breakfast routine.
I think it's true for most of us. We always think we are stronger and smarter than the cardboard.
But the cardboard has been engineered by professionals.
Exactly. It is designed to stay closed.
And it does its job very, very well.
Too well sometimes.
Yes, definitely do well.
I think we need to accept our limitations.
Or we need to keep scissors in the food pantry.
That is actually a very smart idea. A dedicated pair of pantry scissors.
Yes, that would save us a lot of anger and ripped cardboard.
Absolutely. Peace of mind in the kitchen is very important.
It really is.
Besides cereal and pasta, there is another packaging that always gives me trouble.
Oh, what is that?
Cardboard milk cartons. The ones where you have to fold back the flaps and push them open.
Oh, yes, the classic carton. Those are incredibly tricky.
They are. You have to push the sides back and then pull the lip forward to make a spout.
But if you do not do it perfectly, the cardboard rips inside the spout.
Yes, and then when you try to pour the milk, it does not pour smoothly.
It dribbles down the side of the carton and onto the table.
Exactly. It makes a little puddle of milk on the table every time you pour.
That is so annoying. My kitchen table was always wet with milk when I was a kid.
Mine too. My dad used to get so angry about it.
He probably thought we were just being careless.
Yes, but it was not our fault. It was the carton's fault.
It really was. The design is just not very friendly.
Thankfully, many milk cartons now have plastic screw caps.
Oh, those are a lifesaver. They are so easy to open and close.
Yes, they are, but some cheap brands still use the old school cartons.
I guess they want to save money on plastic.
Yes, which is good for the environment, but bad for my kitchen table.
It is a difficult balance. Save the planet or save the kitchen table from milk puddles.
I choose both. We need a better biodegradable cap.
That would be the perfect solution.
Another thing that drives me crazy is cookie packaging.
Oh, cookie packages are very high stakes. You do not want to break the cookies.
Exactly. Usually there's a plastic tray inside a cardboard box.
Yes, and the plastic tray is wrapped in tight plastic film.
Yes, you try to pull the plastic tray out of the cardboard box, but it gets stuck.
So you pull harder.
Yes, and then the tray suddenly releases.
And all the cookies slide out and fly across the room.
Yes, they land on the floor and break into a million pieces.
That is a true tragedy. Ripped cardboard is bad, but broken cookies on the floor is a disaster.
It really is. I have cried over spilled cookies before.
I do not blame you. Cookies are precious.
They are, especially when you've had a long day and just want a treat.
Yes, the last thing you want is to play catch with your cookies.
Exactly. And then you have to clean up all the crumbs.
It really is a lot of work. My kitchen is starting to get out of hand with all these little packaging messes.
Get out of hand? That is a very natural idiom. Can you explain what get out of hand means?
Sure. Get out of hand means when a situation becomes difficult to control. It becomes crazy or disorganized.
Ah, yes. So your kitchen cabinet was becoming too messy and disorganized to manage.
Yes, exactly. I had half-open boxes, ripped plastic bags, and crumbs everywhere. It was completely out of hand.
That sounds very stressful. A messy kitchen can make you feel chaotic.
It does. I like things to be neat and tidy, but these boxes make it very hard.
Sometimes I get so frustrated with the box that I just give up.
Give up. That is another great phrasal verb. What does give up mean?
To give up means to stop trying to do something because it is too difficult or frustrating.
Yes, I know that feeling. You just stop trying because you are tired of struggling.
Exactly. I just leave the box half ripped on the counter and walk away.
And then does someone else have to deal with it?
Usually, yes. My roommate has to clean it up or close it properly.
That is a classic roommate situation.
Yes. She's very patient with me, but I try not to do it too often.
That is good. We must try to be good roommates and partners.
Yes, but sometimes the packaging just pushes you to your limit.
It really does. It tests your patience.
I think it's a test of character.
If you can open a box of cereal cleanly, you can handle anything in life.
That is a very deep thought, Tom. Maybe we should put that on a t-shirt.
I would wear that t-shirt.
Me too. It would be a great conversation starter.
Definitely. Other people would see it and say, yes, I feel that struggle too.
It's a shared human experience.
Yes. It doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are, or where you live.
We all have to deal with stubborn cardboard boxes.
Yes, we do. I think the worst is when you try to open a box of microwave popcorn.
Oh, yes, the plastic wrap around the folded bag.
Yes, it's so thin and slippery.
And you're always in a hurry because you want to watch your movie.
Exactly. The movie is starting, the lights are low, and you're fighting with a piece of plastic.
And if you rip the actual paper bag inside by accident, you can't microwave it.
Oh, I have done that. The oil and kernels leak out and make a mess in the microwave.
To make a mess? That is a very common phrase. What does it mean exactly?
To make a mess means to make things dirty, untidy, or full of mistakes. In this case, the oil and corn went everywhere inside the microwave.
Yes. Cleaning up burnt oil from a microwave is not fun.
Well, it is not. It smells bad and is very sticky.
So a simple snack turned into a big cleaning job.
Yes, all because of a bad piece of packaging.
It really is amazing how such a small thing can change your whole evening.
It really is. It can turn a relaxing movie night into a frustrating chore.
This is why we need to be more careful and patient.
Yes, patience is key. We cannot rush these things.
But it's hard to be patient when you're hungry or tired.
I know. That is the ultimate test.
Indeed it is.
All this talking about our packaging struggles reminds me of some really great expressions we used today.
Yes, we use some very natural English phrases that are super helpful for everyday life.
I think it would be wonderful to talk about them a bit more so our listeners can use them too.
That is a great idea. It is always good to review and practice.
Let us start with the word tear. We talked about tearing cardboard.
Yes, tear is a very common verb. It means to pull something apart.
We often use it with paper, clothes, or plastic. For example, I tore my jeans when I fell down.
That is a perfect example. And the past tense of tear is tore.
Yes, that is correct. Tore is the past tense. I tore, you tore, we tore.
It is an irregular verb, so it is important to remember the spelling.
Yes, T-O-R-E.
And the phrase by accident is also very useful.
Yes, we use by accident when something happens that we did not plan. It was a mistake.
For example, I spilled my coffee by accident. I did not mean to do it.
Exactly. It is the opposite of doing something on purpose.
Yes. On purpose means you planned to do it. By accident means you did not.
That is a very clear explanation, Tom. Our listeners will find that very helpful.
I hope so. What about the phrasal verb tear off?
Yes, tear off is very similar to tear, but it means to completely separate a piece of something from the main part.
Like when you tear off a piece of paper from a notebook.
Exactly. Or when you tear off the top of a cereal box.
It means the piece is now completely separate.
Yes, it is no longer attached.
And then we have the idiom get out of hand.
Yes, this is one of my favorites. Get out of hand means a situation is becoming difficult to control.
Like when a party gets too loud and crazy, we can say the party is getting out of hand.
Yes, that is a classic example. Or when your kitchen cabinet is so full of messy boxes that you cannot find anything.
My cabinet is definitely getting out of hand.
We need to clean it, Tom.
Yes, we do. Next weekend, maybe.
We will see. And what about give up?
Give up is a very common phrasal verb. It means to stop trying to do something.
Yes. For example, if a puzzle is too hard, you might give up and put it away.
Or if you are trying to learn a difficult language, but you should never give up.
No, never give up on learning English. We're here to help you.
Yes, we are. We will support you all the way.
And finally, we had the phrase, make a mess.
Yes. To make a mess means to make something dirty or untidy.
For example, children often make a mess when they play with toys.
Or, when I cook, I always make a mess in the kitchen.
That is very common. Cooking can be very messy.
Yes, but the food is delicious, so it's worth it.
I agree. A little mess is okay if the food is good.
Exactly. These are all such great natural phrases.
Yes, they are. I hope our listeners can start using them in their daily lives.
Practice makes perfect.
It really does.
Speaking of practicing and remembering new words, did you know we have a PDF script available for this episode?
Oh yes, that is a wonderful tool for our listeners.
It really is. You can download the script and read along while you listen to us talk.
It is perfect for shadowing practice. Shadowing is when you speak at the same time as the audio to practice your pronunciation and rhythm.
Yes, it is a very powerful way to improve your English speaking skills.
And the best part is, the PDF script is completely free.
That is amazing. Where can our listeners find the link to download it?
We put the link in the description of this video, and we also pinned it in the comment section below.
That makes it very easy to find.
Yes, we want to make learning English as easy and accessible as possible.
If you enjoy our lessons, please also subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications.
Yes, that way you will never miss a new episode.
We love having you as part of our English learning family.
We really do. Thank you for studying with us.
It is an honor to be part of your learning journey.
Yes, it is.
All right, and speaking of reviewing, before we say goodbye today, let us do a quick review of our 6 target words.
Yes, let us do a quick tour of the words to make sure they are fresh in our minds.
The first word was tear. Emma, can you give us a quick sentence with tear?
Sure. Be careful not to tear the wrapping paper when you open your gift.
That is a great sentence. And the second phrase was by accident.
Yes, I deleted the file by accident and now I cannot find it.
Oh, that is a painful mistake. I have done that before.
It is the worst. What about our third phrase, tear off?
Please tear off the coupon at the bottom of the page and give it to the cashier.
Perfect. That is a very common use for tear off.
And our fourth phrase was get out of hand.
Yes, the discussion was starting to get out of hand, so the teacher asked everyone to be quiet.
That is a very good classroom example.
Yes, and the fifth phrase was give up.
Even when English grammar is difficult, please do not give up.
That is a very encouraging sentence, Tom. I love it.
Thank you. I want our listeners to feel motivated.
And our final phrase was make a mess.
The puppy made a mess in the living room with the toilet paper.
Oh, puppies love doing that. It is cute, but very annoying to clean up.
Yes, it is. But we forgive them because they are so sweet.
Yes, we do.
So those are our 6 target words for today.
We talked about some really funny daily struggles today, Tom.
Yes, opening packaging is a small thing, but it is a big part of daily life.
It really is. It is these little things that make life interesting and funny.
I agree. It is good to laugh at these small problems. It makes them easier to handle.
Yes, humor is a great way to deal with frustration.
What about you guys? What is the most annoying food packaging to open in your kitchen? Do you always rip the box or do you use scissors?
Yes, we really want to read your answers. Let us know in the comments below.
We love reading your responses and learning about your lives.
Thank you so much for listening to Emma's English Talk today.
Have a wonderful day and happy learning.
Bye-bye, everyone. See you next time.
Goodbye.